Sean Haney here with RealAgriculture.com, and right now I'm joined by my colleague at Real Ag, Bern Tobin. How are you doing today, Bern?
I'm doing pretty good.
Well, Bern, usually, or some may suspect, if Bern and Sean are talking on a podcast, they're probably talking about baseball. Well, in this case, it's not baseball, but it's maybe our second love. What are we talking about here?
We are talking about books and how we read them and how we enjoy them and how we drink beer when we're with friends and discuss them and how we're going to get all our friends in the real agriculture community to get real and get reading.
That's right, folks. You heard it. We're going to have a book club. Bern, I am super excited about this. This is something we've been talking about for a long time, and we are finally going to push forward, get it done, and start a Real Ag book club. So I guess, what are some of the things that we're going to do in this little this community of book lovers?
Well, I think that we want to get people involved. We want to get people reading books. I've been in a book club for many years with my friends David Cowell and Adam Marcella here in Ontario, and I know you've always wanted to be part of a book club, Sean. You're a big reader. We want to get people reading about all kinds of interesting things, whether it's politics, popular culture, issues, throw in a little fiction there, business, a lot of things that relate to agriculture and farming. And as I say, and we may even throw in a little sports and baseball.
That's much required. So, Bern, if I'm listening to this, maybe I like to go out for jogs on Saturday morning, and I may listen to the odd audiobook. Does that qualify? Is that okay? Can I participate that way?
Sure you can. Now, I mean, as I say, I'm a purist. I love to read my books, and some people like Kindles and Kobo readers. You like the audiobook. I just want people to get involved, and it doesn't really matter how you do it, whether you're on a plane listening to an audiobook or at the coffee shop gobbling down a handheld copy.
Now, you've selected a book to be our first book. But before we get to that, this is interactive, so as the months go by, people can suggest book titles that they've read or they want to read, and it's definitely going to be kind of a community aspect to it, correct?
For sure. I mean, as I say, I've got all kinds of books I want to read. You've got some ideas. The whole Real Ag community, I've got lots of ideas. So I want to hear from everybody on Twitter, on Facebook, email, whatever. Tell us what you want to read. Tell us what you're reading. We're going to announce the book a month in advance so people can, read the book, suggest questions for the author, and go from there. Because the key is we're going to be interviewing authors of the books and having a roundtable discussion on some of them, all kinds of different things. So looking for lots of input from the Real Ag community.
And we got an exciting email back from our very first book author, and he is game to be in an interview and be on this podcast, which will be we'll do when we're done this first book. So let's tell everybody, what's the first book, Bern?
Our first read is going to be, and the title is Gwyneth Paltrow Wrong About Everything? So that is Tim Caulfield, who's a University of Alberta professor, his look at celebrity culture and science and how they clash. So, I mean, it's a really interesting perspective on on science and agriculture these days. We all know we get a lot of questions on our science and from a continually suspect public. So, I mean, there's plenty to talk about here on how celebrities shape public perceptions and everything from food and diets to cosmetics and the popularity of colon cleanses, believe it or not. So gluten, organics, it's all here. Lots of stuff for readers to get their teeth into.
This seems like something that Wheat Pete would definitely have an opinion on.
I think I want everybody to get involved here. Over time, we'll be looking for co-hosts. Anybody who wants to come on and join us and get into some of the conversations. It's going to be wide open. It's going to be a blank page, and we'll have a lot of fun.
Okay, so Bern, need some details. If you want to participate, you have to have read the book by when?
Well, if you want to participate, you can participate any way you want. You can read the book and pose some questions or give us some ideas. If you haven't got time to read the book, tune in and listen and learn. We're going to have Tim Caulfield on for our first book club interview, probably about mid-September. So that's why we're doing this now. We want to give everybody a month or so, get into this book, read it, as I say, either be prepared to participate and listen, and if not, you can just tune in. By rule, we're not going to be reading War and Peace. We're going to try to keep the book short and informative, and that way, the whole idea is to get people reading, and I think it'll be a lot of excitement.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, well, for a lot of our listeners, I'm not sure if there's an Audible version of the book. You can definitely order the book at Chapters, or for some of our American listeners, you can go to your local Barnes and Noble, or Amazon.com. So, hey, Bern, I'm really excited about this. This is going to be great, and all the listeners out there, make sure you check out the book and make suggestions on future books and join the conversation. Let's have a lot of fun with this. This is not meant to be serious. It is meant to be fun, and for those of us that enjoy the area of reading and listening to great stories. So Bern, get reading.
Get reading. I'm halfway through, folks. Let's go.
Okay, everybody. If you have any questions about it, feel free to email me or contact us on Twitter, and we'll answer any of your questions about the book club. Iggy Bern, we'll talk to you again in a month or so.
Will do.